There is this news article that came out in the last number of days about military spouse licensing in the federal law that was just passed, which is very good, saying that military spouses are supposed to be able to get their occupational licenses, for example, social work, therapist, nurse, teacher, whatever occupation requires a license, although lawyers were exempted from it, I do remember. Check out the bill for more. The reality is the one of the politicians who actually has been in creating some policies I agree with pertaining to this. The reality is that the law is not being implemented, he acknowledged, across the US. So the licensing boards are not recognizing military spouses' licenses as they move from state to state with their active duty service member spouse. And it doesn't surprise me, and I really think this is something that likely won't be enforced largely because these licensing boards all across the country for occupational licensing are fantastic at getting out of really recognizing licenses. They will add different requirements like educational requirements. That even example was in the article about this person who was unable to get their license recognized, and the excuse that was used was they didn't take certain college courses that they required in that specific state. I've seen stuff like that even in my own situation in the past. And to the point where I, just like people in the article, had kind of given up with trying to get things recognized moving from state to state because it's expensive, it's time consuming, it's pointless, it sucks up resources, etc., etc. And sadly, I think this is a law that's not going to be largely enforced unless someone really takes occupational licensing boards to task. And still then it's going to be on a case-by-case basis, I suspect. And it just goes like a lot of videos I talk about. It's like the laws of our society and which ones are enforced. It's far from fair. But I wanted to bring this up because occupational licensing continues to be an issue for military spouses. And it's really not just an issue for spouses, it's an issue for everybody, even if they're not affiliated with the military, trying to move from state to state and transfer their license. And if that's not bad enough, the provisions are very limited even. You have to have military orders and active duty and following the person to another state. But there's a lot of situations where people may want to get a divorce from their spouse and need to relocate to a new state and can't get their license recognized. Or people may be retiring and there may not be specific provisions laid out for that. So there's a lot of issues with this just not being recognized and acknowledged as being the issue that it is. And I don't think that states should be able to nitpick and prevent anyone from having their occupational license recognized. It really benefits no one but the people in power that wield that power, and in my opinion, in an unjust manner.